So, everyone, can you please turn on the cameras? Ali, Sadiq, and Lakshmi, Miguel, Blasius, Michael, Jabori. I promise, I'll finish very quickly if you cooperate so that you have time to prepare. I completely understand you're under stress to also learn at the same time for the certification. But just if you cooperate and if you don't have to wait, I don't have to waste time like this, calling out names, that would be really helpful. Okay, then let's start the session. One second. Yeah, let's start the session now. So we have done this many times, all these role plays. Now we're at role play 5. We have done 4 different role plays previously. So as usual, the objective of this role play, by the end of this session, you'll be able to do different kinds of communication that we use in the tech world as DevOps engineer or a cloud support engineer. You'll be able to demonstrate strategies for communicating effectively, and you'll be able to demonstrate how to respond appropriately to feedback from the supervisor or from the colleagues. Okay, so we'll do a quick review of what we learned all this while. I would like to do popcorn. Okay, so somebody here to volunteer. Suat, would you like to go first?
Sorry, can you say again, Suba?
So we're going to review a few things that we learned already. I just asked if you'd like to volunteer for this question, to answer this question.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the question?
Okay, you have learned some different kinds of communication, right? So can you list some of the common communications that we use in the workplace?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
The different type of the communication. So, I mean, when we communicate with a person across to us, the first thing we should know that we should focus that we should make sure that we completely understand him.
No, I'm not at there. I'm just asking just what are the different kinds of communications that we can use at workplace that even now we use it.
Body language.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Body language.
Exactly.
Verbal and written communication.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry.
So we do in person. Now we are all doing virtual, right? So we do it over Zoom now. We do conference calls or through video, like video chats or meetings like we do now, or through Slack that you send messages to me.
Right, by email.
Yeah, like
stuff,
email,
yeah.
yes, all that. So you'll be able to even communicate over the phone to your customers, and in person in your meeting room, conference rooms, right?
Right.
All that I asked is just the kinds of communication that we make. So is that all clear? Do you have any questions on that? Anyone? Okay. So now, Blasius, would you like to answer this question, the next question? What are some specific strategies we can use to demonstrate professionalism?
Strategies to use to demonstrate professionalism?
Yes.
You got to be focused, not distracted. Communicate, maintain proper communication language without going out of the site, and keep eye contact.
Yes, and also like speaking formally, using words like please, thank you, and paying attention to the tone, right? Because we might be talking over the phone, they might not understand what our body language is. So under those scenarios, it's very important that we pay attention to the tone and have to be careful to speak respectfully. And Edani, would you like to
Yes.
say how you can make sure to communicate clearly to others in the workplace? How do you ensure that you speak clearly?
We will ask if what the message I try to transfer is understandable, or I will ask them to say it in their own words so that we are on the same ground. And also I will ask for feedback if there is anything unclear thing
Okay.
that I will use the appropriate terms to
Okay.
explain.
Okay, it's just check for understanding, right? So just as I do, is it all clear before I send you all to the breakout room? Yeah. So first I'll have to articulate my thoughts like clearly and concisely. I have to be clear with the commitments. Like first of all, if somebody is giving you a task, then we'll have to understand what task it is. Without understanding, then we can't be clear with the commitment. Then we can't take the responsibility at all. So do not assume that you don't that you understand the message if it's not clear at all. So make sure that we ask for in case there is some ambiguity. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Ibrahim, would you like to answer this?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. How can you make sure to show humility when you're communicating on the job?
To show humility when you are communicating in a job.
Yes.
You have to take personal responsibility to indicate that if something is wrong, you blame yourself for that, not blaming others. That's yeah.
Yeah, take complete responsibility. That's what you're saying, right? So for your actions. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to ask questions to ensure that we fully understand, and also how do we show humility? But when somebody is helping you, you have to recognize the help, right? So you understand that they are helping you, and you say, okay, thank you, thanks for your help, thanks. And if somebody is even giving you feedback, you just accept the feedback, and you use that as an opportunity to grow. That's how you say, okay, thanks for whatever that you have got, for being, what do I say? I wouldn't say grateful, but then to show some humility, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when you need a help, you have to ask or approach them graciously. You can just say, hey, can you do this? Or just do this for me. You can't do that, right? You should say, can you please help me? I'm having trouble with this. So thank you, Ibrahim, and thank you, everyone. And before I put you to the role play, I just want to make sure with one question. So, Mr. Ken, would you like to answer this? So I just want to know quickly how would you make sure that what would you do to make sure when you're receiving the feedback from your supervisor or when you're sharing a concern? What would you do?
When I'm getting feedback.
To follow. Sorry?
You said, what would I do when I'm getting feedback from a supervisor?
Yes. The strategies, that's something that you'd follow.
Would listen to the feedback, would ask for, if it was something that was negative, would ask for how I can improve myself, what I can do to improve, make sure that I included that in my future activities. I would also make sure, like it was said earlier, that I would repeat what was communicated so that I show that this is what I understand you said, and this is my plan to, if, like I said, if it was something negative, then this is my plan to improve, and again, show that in the activities of my day-to-day work.
Exactly. Yeah. We just don't just listen and just let go, right? We demonstrate through that, through our work as well. Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Ken. So now we'll go to the role play. Now that you all know, we have gone through the reviews. So you can go to the role play. I have put in the chat the link for the handout. Please click on the link so that you have it when you go to the breakout room. So I'll be putting you in the groups of 3 as we do usually. When you get this handout, definitely spend some time to read the scenario, familiarize yourself with the new role, and then start with the role play, okay? And also make sure you switch roles in between so that everybody gets a chance to do each of the role plays. And the time for this role play is 15 minutes. So I'll pull you all back to the main session after 15 minutes. Okay, and probably I'll give you a 2-minute warning before I pull you all back. But then do you have any questions regarding the role play or anything that you'll be doing in the breakout room before I open the rooms? Any questions? Chris? Are you here, Chris? I mean, not the Saunders, this Chris. Yeah, are you here? Any questions, Chris? Have you opened your role play?
Yeah, I did. I'm actually looking at it right now, and I'm seeing that there's the 8 minutes to review with the group.
Yeah, we did review now, and this is for the 15 minutes. I'm sending you to for the breakout room, the role play. So there are 3 roles, right? William, and then the supervisor, and the somebody who observes it, who comes and gives the feedback at the end. Okay, I'll talk here in the main session. Okay.
Okay.
So any questions?
Thank you. No questions.
Anyone else? Any questions? So shall I open the rooms real quick? Okay. So the rooms are open. See you all. Oh God. So it's not taking you automatically. It is. Yeah.
Our team, I was William, and I felt like it went really well.
Mhm.
Something that was important, like when we were like writing out the email, was making sure to explain how we got to the point for why we were sending the email. So it wasn't just, oh, we want you to do this. It was, oh, I had a conversation last week with you, and then I noticed this, and because of this, I want to do this, and I talked to your supervisor, or talked to my supervisor about it, and he agrees with me. So this is our recommendation. And then copying the supervisor on it as well.
Okay. So William was so proactive that the supervisor does not have to pull anything from his mouth. So he was good at giving solutions. So what was, if you can go one step and tell me, share if you gave any solutions for this?
Oh, well, the solution is in the handout. It says to clean the database.
Okay.
So yeah, but say like for this one, it was a little easier because like the solution for the problem is in the handout. So that was just the solution I used.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Margaret. And Abhi Mangesha, how did your team do? You had chance to complete your
Yeah, I
first
was
round
actually
of
just.
roleplay?
I'm sorry, Khalil.
You had a chance to do your first round?
Yes,
Roll.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. We did the first one, but I was playing the the observer
Okay.
role. And
Okay, that's perfect. Then
William,
you should know better.
yes,
Like, what did you observe? What was the
I observed.
communication?
Yes, I observed clear communication between William and his supervisor, and they made a good eye contact as far as I can see, and it was brief and to the point, and they were be able to alleviate the problem that William has.
Can you repeat that again? Sorry.
Yeah, the problem was solved.
Okay.
Yeah, so the communication was good, all in all.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So, can somebody just quickly tell me what did they learn today, or you can even put it in the chat box, everyone. Like one thing that you learned today.
What I learned, I learned is even though the requirement tells them to do whatever they gave him, but he look detail. William looked detail, orientation to the detail. So he looked detail, and then he put his effort and suggest what can affect their environment if he add that specific data and thinking to clean their data. That's a very good thing. So when we work usually in work environment, not only performing the task we have given, it's good to suggest or recommend what we absorb, what it can affect the data or the environment or the tool, whatever it is. So I like that he went outside the box and suggest that. It showed me that how he's very good.
Yeah, you have to communicate how one scenario can affect in other ways also, how it can affect different other databases or in others' perspective, from different perspectives, right? Was that the one you were trying to say, Gannett? So not seeing from one perspective of the scenario and then, but getting a complete picture.
Yeah, looking the whole picture and see what can affect what he recommend.
Yeah. Yes.
On my own part, what I learned is, William being really effective in describing the issue that he found, because if you want to communicate to your supervisor, you should be able to properly and effectively explain the issue that you encountered, and using that feedback from the supervisor or the exchanges to be able to fix the problem. So I really learned that the communication, being effective in communicating exactly the problem that he found is really, really crucial in this job.
Thank you, Thank you, Blasius. Yeah, whatever it is, communication is the key, be it workplace or even in our personal life, to avoid lots of issues. Communication is one thing that we'll have to use to communicate clearly and concisely. That way the other person in front of us understands things, because most of the problems that arise today is because of not communicating well, not communicating clearly. That's the reason most of the problems get in. So, and when it comes to workplace, of course, communicating with professionalism and showing some humility when you're communicating, and also following all these strategies when you get a feedback, or when you had to follow up with for a problem with your supervisor or your colleagues, use those strategies. I hope you had a good session. If you have any questions, please go ahead. Otherwise, we'll close the session here. Any questions?